So I wanted to ask you a question. You talked about I believe it was the 70% you mentioned of workspaces that are open, those collaborative spaces. You obviously gave some examples of methods that you can use, but if an organization is looking at doing something broader, almost converting away from those open collaborative spaces, how complex is that? And do you expect to see some of that occurring?
So there's two areas of concern. You have the panels. So it's very easy to just add a stacker on. And I'm seeing a lot of people that are, they're asking, what does that cost? And we actually just gave a client a quote for 250 cubes to add stackers on. It was running around $250 per cube to add those thin acrylic things on. So there's many manufacturers. I don't sell furniture. What I do is I go out and find ideas and give suggestions. So the second part of your question is the collaborative areas. So you think about all these building owners and you think about all these large corporations that have designated a whole floor to hanging out and pool tables and all that. So what do? Do they just shut that floor down? We are not going to be through this anytime soon. Nobody knows how long this is going to last. Some people are saying it could be a year. Some people could be a year and a half. So in terms of converting those areas, again, going back to communication, you could take out the sofas, you could put tape over them and just hold tight. And, people have made an investment in all those things. Or you put up a sign and you say you can only go into these common areas, 4 people at a time in this quadrant, or, what I'm saying? So there's so many different ways to solve this. And one thing I did want to say is, I will not mention the name of the company, but there is a global car manufacturer that my friend's husband works at. So she just told me this yesterday. She said they issued that no one is allowed to go into their facility without wearing goggles and masks, and they can only take the mask off when they're eating or drinking. And they had to sign something, Chuck, to say they were going to do that. So you have the extreme of people wanting to go that route. Then you have, my office, where I only issued 10 recommendations and I'm having everyone in my office sign it. So again, it depends on your workforce. Do you have people that are educated? Do you have people that are going to buck the system? But I'm there at the office. I see my people in there. They're all professionals. I'm not taking temperatures every day, but I put in my top 10 requirements. If you feel you are sick, if you feel you've been exposed, if you feel you might have a temperature, stay home. So that's a professional setting that I'm in, and I feel okay with that.
Well, there's no one size fits all here in this situation, depending on the workplace, depending on the industry.